something I always say over and over again. Anything is possible. There's no excuse for anything. You make a goal and you make sure you accomplish it.
Yeah.
This is Don't Fear Grit with Rob Taormina. Marketing strategies and advertising technologies to help you build a better business.
Hey guys, welcome back, and we've got a special guest. Actually, we've got two guests joining us in the studio today. And when you were a kid, did you ever hear of the book series Babysitter Club? Well, we've got someone who actually built an amazing business off of that one word right there. And they're more than just babysitting. We're going to dive deep into all the aspects of their life. Hopefully, we're going to have some transparent, vulnerable moments, and we're not going to shed any tears, but we're going to have some fun here. Welcome, guys. Honestly, thank you so much for joining us here in the studio.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course. So first, give everyone some context. I would like to know what your name is, what's the name of your business, where are you guys located. Give us all that good stuff.
All right, I guess that's me. So our business is called L&A Babysitting. Liz and I, we're cousins, but we both started Adelphi back in 2013 together. Adelphi University, that is. When we were freshmen, we were both babysitting, and we would kind of, go to each other's jobs sometimes and just hang out when we would babysit. And the parents just kind of liked that they both knew us, so that way if Liz couldn't, then I could. So parents just started telling their friends, and we kept getting more and more families, and we couldn't just do it us two anymore. So we started adding a couple of our friends. And now it's expanded to over 400 families that use us across Nassau County. And we have over 60 sitters on our team that babysit either during their breaks when they're off of college or throughout the entire year.
Wow, that's quite the empire that you guys have built. You said over 400 families?
Yeah, so they don't all use us every week. We have about, I would say about 40 to 50 families that use us every week. The rest are occasional, or some of them use us as backup for their nannies in case their nannies are sick, or if their nanny goes on vacation. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is not just like the preteen who's trying to do a little babysitter thing on the side. This is a legit business.
Yes.
They have to be 18 and over to join. For a sitter to join the team, we have to interview them. Mm-hmm. Usually it's a FaceTime interview, or it could be in person. Mm-hmm. Usually it's about a 30-minute interview.
Okay.
They have to go through all our questionnaire. They have to drive a car. They have to have a good cleaning record, good driving record.
Sure.
And be CPR certified, and AED certified.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a medical certification,
yes.
You do a background check,
right.
So you know that the parents have a level of comfort of who they're getting.
Exactly.
So if they aren't CPR AED certified, but we like them, we will get them CPR AED certified through the firehouse.
Holy cow, this is an incredible business that you guys have built.
Yeah.
Now, what type of background do you guys have, though, to be able to this medical certification, knowing that you have to have background checks done? What's your background that lends itself to this?
Well, we actually started before, when we were in college, we started the whole background check system.
Okay.
We went on Sitter City, which was a website connecting sitters with parents, and we saw the way that they did it with the background checks, and it made parents feel more at ease having someone come into their home that's been through a background check before. So we said, with the way we operate, the parents don't meet the sitters beforehand. So the most we can do is make them go through a background check, make sure that they're vetted through correctly. And the girls and I, we're all a team. So it's not even they're our employees, they're our team members, and we do this together, this whole business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Now, you said you covered Nassau County.
Yeah.
Is there any plans for expansion?
So we do cover a few towns in Suffolk. Islip's probably the furthest that we've gone so far. We do plan in the future to expand. We're working on a website right now. Once the website is launched, hopefully by the summer, then we'll be able to expand to have more sitters and more families.
Hold on,
in Suffolk
you've
County.
been able to build this empire without a website?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
We run it through a phone.
old school?
Yeah, we have a phone and we do it by hand. I can actually show you. I have
You
it
do?
on me.
Wait a minute. So you, by hand,
Yes.
handle all of this?
Yeah,
Scheduling?
it's a schedule, a handwritten schedule, and when parents cancel, we cross it
So
out.
you actually use a piece of paper and pencil? What is it? I haven't used one of those in a long time. What does it look like?
Yeah, look at this.
This is this week. It's
Holy
slow.
cow.
This is this week, but last week was.
This is what it looks like.
All right,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna actually sort of like paint a picture for people who are not watching and they're just listening to the podcast. You literally have it looks like a journal. It's like a calendar journal,
Planner,
a planner. And what I can see is that literally every single available inch is gone, and it's filled with some type of schedule.
Especially for the weekends. That's gone.
So then every week, like the way we do it with
Wait a minute, hold on. You have 400 families, 60 employees, and you're managing all this without a website and a pen and a paper.
And a phone.
And a phone.
Yes.
All right, guys, if you literally are coming up with any excuses as to why you can't build a business, that's nonsense. You guys need to literally...
There's no excuse.
There's no excuse. You guys are doing this brilliantly, and it's just good old-fashioned grit.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Wow. By the way, I'm like falling in love with this story. All right, keep on going. Tell me more.
So every week we have our sitters. They'll get an email every week to input their availability for the next week.
So you do use technology. Here we go. Finally.
Yes,
the first email.
Yeah. So they get an email and then they reply and let us know, hey, Monday I can do after 3, Thursday I can do after 6, whatever it is their availability is. And then so we compile a backup list every week.
Amazing.
And that way, if a parent like texts and they say that they want somebody at that time, and they live in Rockville Center, I could see that I have a sitter available in Mineola that's nearby, and just automatically assign them.
That's amazing. And is there any like training? Like, so I understand we've got medical certification. You do background checks. You fully vet all these people. Are there also any type of training involved?
So we don't really have that, but we do have them like provide 2 references of people that they've babysat for.
Okay.
And then we make sure that they have experience with newborns and up because there's over 400 families, and they have children of all ages. So we can't really be particular about who we're sending. We need everyone to have experience with all ages, everyone to have to be comfortable with pets. We can't have just one person not want to be with dogs. Everyone has a dog.
Of course. So let's say a parent uses your services, they come in and they get a babysitter, they love it. Can they use the same person over and over again?
They can request the same person.
But
often most of us are or were college students. Our schedules change every week. So they can request the person, and if they're available, we'll definitely give them that person. But if not, then we ask them to be open to at least 2 or 3 people. That way, in case we can't get that one person, they have someone else they're familiar with and they don't mind having.
Incredible.
Yeah.
All right, now I have to address the elephant in the room. Is you guys look incredibly young. You've built an amazing business, and I'm incredibly impressed by this. But you got to help us understand this whole part. You guys look like you were just born yesterday or something like that, like you're little preteens yourself. I know you're not. But can you tell everyone a little bit about, like, separate from this amazing business that you have, I know you guys are actually full-timers elsewhere. Do you mind opening up about that?
Sure. So I guess I'll start. I work at Adelphi University for a program called Bridges to Adelphi. It's a program for college students that also are on the autism spectrum or are nonverbal. I'm their transition coordinator, so I help with the transition going into college and then also going into the real world. I help them with like the interview process, what to wear for interviews, how to speak to your boss, even finding a job.
Wow, so these like personal skills, these communication skills, I mean, these are something that you've went to school for, clearly. You're working it daily, and it's probably something that benefits even your business to be able to tie that in. That's incredible. All right, so separate from your business, you're a full-time professional.
Yeah, I would think so.
Congratulations.
I would like to think so.
No, you are. It's amazing. You guys are very humble, like amazingly humble for the amount of success that you've had. Now, I know exactly what you do, but I want you to share, everyone, and prepare to be shocked. You guys ready for this? What is your full-time job?
So right now I'm a police officer with NYPD. I work midnights, which is really...
The graveyard shift.
Yeah, it's the graveyard shift. It's like my favorite shift, though. Everyone I work with, they're all fun and they're friendly, and we do true police work.
Wow.
I really love my job. I like doing the midnights too because it gives me the freedom during the day. If I need to help out with the business, or if Alyssa needs a little bit more help at hand, I'm ready. I'm there.
Now, do you guys also participate in the babysitting as well, or are you just managed now in the business?
Yes, we babysit.
You also babysit?
Yes.
So let me get this straight. So if I called your company, it's it's possible for me to get someone who has the patience of a saint and who's a police officer to babysit my kids.
Yeah.
Sold. Where do I sign? That's amazing. That's incredible.
So one time I went to a family, and the mom opened the door. She was like, "Oh my God, it's like I'm meeting a celebrity." And I'm like, I wouldn't go there, but thank you.
Wow. I mean, when parents find out that you guys have this other professional career, I mean, they must flip out. Can you tell me a little bit more about like their reactions when they find this stuff out?
Usually they ask me, they're like, how do you even have time for this? But I don't even know I have time for it. But my thing is like anything is possible. And I know this is something I always say over and over again. Anything is possible. There's no excuse for anything. You know, you make a goal and you make sure you accomplish it.
Yeah.
So
right.
I tell them, like, you know, I just make sure it's time management. It's just making sure that all the pieces fall together. And, you know, if I'm available, I'm available. If I can help you out in the last minute, your sitter didn't show up, not from our team, but like your regular nanny or sitter didn't show up, or, you know, you're having a crisis, maybe if I'm available, I can come and help you out.
That's incredible. So, I mean, so you have all of this wisdom, both of you, with regards to, you know, not just being a babysitter yourself, but also being a leader, being an entrepreneur, you know, working in maybe some high stress environments. All of those other characteristics that I just mentioned, working in a high stress environment and being in a leadership role and a mentorship role, how has that played into the success of your babysitting business? And then also give me an example of when you feel like maybe like your role as a cop had played into like, all right, now it's time to be police officer on this kid. And like, you know, like I want to know that stuff. And I know everyone else wants to know too. Yeah. Like you ever have to like handcuff a kid?
Whoa. I mean, I have a story, but I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. that wasn't a good one. But we you know what? It's a great thing to have the knowledge that I have. There's unfortunately, this is the generation where 50%, I would say at least a little bit more than 50% of the parents we babysit for are either divorced parents or they're going through a separation.
Oh, wow.
And it's really sad, but it's just unfortunately, statistically, it's the generation. Sometimes I'll come in and the mom comes in from a hard, long day of work and they're going through something with their ex-husband or their ex-boyfriend. And their kids are in the middle, and I could just see that look of grief on their face. And sometimes they don't know what to do. And they'll just confide in me, and because I have that knowledge as a police officer, I can tell them how the court system works, what they can do if they need to call 911, what reports they would want to fill out, and what they can do at family court to maybe get an order of protection.
She actually recently did this one.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the mom really appreciated it because not only was I there to help her out that day for like maybe 1 or 2 hours with her kids, but I was able to like provide her some knowledge on what the next step would be to maybe get that relief and you know, just be done with the whole separation. You know, it's a very hard process, especially when there's kids involved.
Oh my gosh, without a doubt. I mean, that level of comfort that you must provide to some of these parents is unprecedented. I mean, they're not getting that anywhere else. I mean, not to like poo-poo the preteen babysitter market, you know, but you guys are disruptors here. You're providing a very high level service for something that's so important right now.
So then also going with that, like for instance, if one of our sitters becomes sick, we do provide them with another sitter. They're always guaranteed. If they have a booking with us, they're guaranteed to have a sitter at their house at the time that they reserve for.
Wow.
They don't have to worry about someone not showing up.
Really? That's incredible. Now, can I put you on the spot and like talk about rates? Because I'm actually curious myself. We didn't talk about this off camera, so I have no idea. Like, how does the rate system work?
So for one child, we charge $13 an hour. 2 to 3 is $15 an hour, and then 4 to like 5 is $20 an hour. We don't really have more than like 5 kids.
That is a bargain.
Family.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and the thing is, the parent would pay the sitter directly, cash or check, Zelle, PayPal, whatever you guys choose.
You can handle it all.
These girls aren't our employees or team members, so what they do is they pay like a subscriber fee. It's kind of like Netflix. Wow. So they'll pay like $15, $20 a month.
I understand.
For the
unlimited.
unlimited.
They can take as many jobs as they want.
They're getting access to your pool of clients. I understand. That's an amazing system.
Yeah.
That's really affordable. So see, I wasn't expecting that, honestly, because it sounds like such a high level of service,
Right.
where you got people with a lot of experience, people that are highly educated, people who are professionals in their own right, being part of this program. Naturally, I'm thinking, all right, there must be a premium, like a high premium, and this is an affordable option for a lot of families.
Yeah.
And we don't provide the nanny care right now, and we don't really plan to. We plan to keep it to date night, occasional backup care, just because it seems like parents need that more than just finding a regular sitter. Because maybe there's a day where, your wife is coming home later than expected, and there's a 3-hour gap where you just need that one day.
Absolutely.
You don't need to promise the sitter that day at the same time, know.
I'll tell you something like firsthand. So I've got triplets. I've got 3 9-year-olds, and a situation that we come across a lot is, last minute something happens, something comes up. I got to be at an event. I've got a work thing. My wife has to be at an event with me, or she's got something that she's committed to, and it's last minute, and we're in a time crunch, right? So what do you do first? You call, all the grandparents, right? But then you find out no one's available, and then what we're forced to do is we have to cancel our plans.
Right.
But this is a case. Could, like, in that last minute situation, is this a perfect service for us?
Well, we technically need 2 to 3 days notice for guaranteed babysitting.
You're saying technical,
but
for guaranteed.
For guaranteed.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but if you have something like a parent just texted maybe a few hours ago asking for tomorrow night, we were able to give someone because we had people available. The thing is, if we have a really booked weekend, we can't guarantee it, but we tell parents 110% text us because we can probably get you someone.
I gotcha.
Or maybe other families canceled and you got lucky.
Right.
And then that sitter doesn't lose out on a job, and it's a win-win.
Yeah. I gotcha. So the sitters that work through your program, they must love you guys. Because they're getting, I'm sure that just like you are vetting the babysitters, because of your reputation, you also have the opportunity to vet the parents in a way as well. So they're knowing, maybe there's a comfort level for babysitters to know that they're getting some good quality families.
Yeah. And, the great thing about it is we have 5 annual meetings a year with the sitters.
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah.
Wow, you got some infrastructure. Can I work for you? I mean, this is amazing.
So we like to kind of think of ourselves in a way kind of like a sorority where we're all kind of like a family.
Yes.
So we do have those 5 or 6 meetings a year. They're all required to go to 2 per year. And that helps us when, with our bonding, everybody, can share some of their crazy babysitting stories. But then also we're, here for business, and we're able to go over, whatever things we've been having issues with, or maybe a sitter's been having some issues with one of their families they usually babysit for, and we can talk about how we can address that.
Right.
Wow, I'm in a very, very rare place right now. I'm almost at a loss for words because I'm just so impressed by what you guys are doing here. I mean, it's amazing, and I think I'm more impressed because I'm a parent, so this is a relatable thing for me. I'm like, you're saying these things, and I'm like, wow, I get it. Like, this is a perfect, really great, convenient option for parents. Now, I know even culturally, you mentioned that word I think before, we've gone through this shift. When I was a kid, back in the 80s, a lot of people were, when they would become 12, 13, 14, 15, became a babysitter. Yeah. That's almost less happening now. I'm not seeing that as often because as a parent, it's hard for us to find babysitters. Right. But when I was a kid, when my wife was a kid, when she was 13, she was a babysitter. Yeah. But we're not seeing that these days.
I would say, even thinking back to myself, I don't think I trust myself at 13 years old. I'm one of 5. So don't get me wrong. I've always been, very mature and laid back and able to hold the house down and stuff. But at 13, how are you supposed to know what to do in certain situations?
Yeah. Even the CPR. I mean, you just made a great point.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Even so my wife, listen, we have a level of trust for our kids, but both my wife and myself, we trust no one else, right? It's the truth. Right. And we don't think there's an available option where we can hire a babysitter where they're CPR certified. You said AED, is that true? AED certified. Yeah,
when they go, it's the firehouse throws it all in one.
That's amazing. All right, so for people who don't know what AED is, can you explain that?
So it's a defibrillator. Pretty much it's in a box. AEDs, usually you can get an app on your phone, or the fire department will know. We tell the sitters, if an emergency happens, you call 911 first, and then you call the parents, and then obviously perform whatever you need to perform. Yeah. Usually the fire department will bring it, and they'll do it, but in case where the nearest AED is, you pretty much take the patches, you put them. It literally says it on the
It
patches.
speaks to you, right?
Yes, it does speak
tells
to
you
you,
what to do, yeah.
but it also has pictures on it, and it tells you where to place it on the person's chest.
Yes.
And you know, as you do the compresses and stuff, it also tells you, like, you could take your hands off of them.
Yeah.
It does its thing.
Yeah.
And then you can continue the CPR compressions.
It's amazing. Like, most parents are not even trained in this, and you guys are providing the service where they are trained. I mean, so that the point I'm getting at is this definitely provides a level of comfort. Like, when I go out with my wife,
Right.
even if it's with some family members,
Yeah.
we're a little bit like concerned and nervous sometimes, right?
Right.
Like, I would imagine these parents, when they go out and it's just them and you guys are watching their kids, they could just concentrate on going out, whether it be date night or an event or something like that. Peace of mind.
And we do send them updates too. I mean, like, I like
You
to send,
do?
Yes.
What,
the
what
sitters
are you
do,
guys a
yeah.
superhero? I don't get it. Like, how is it possible that you guys are doing all this?
Well, the sitters send the updates to the parents.
That's
That's
still,
what we're
that's
saying.
amazing.
Yeah, they text them. They're like, "Hey," we usually say the younger the child, the more frequent the update.
Okay.
The, like, you know, for Riley or, you know,
Yeah,
for anyone else that we babysit that's like maybe 10 years old, they're easy
Yes.
kids. For your children, maybe 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
just like, hey, we're playing a board game. We just had dinner.
Wow.
Everything's
you know.
good.
Yeah, everything's going
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they go to bed, everyone's sleeping. See you later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just that way the parents know that
Yeah.
everything's good. The sitter knows that the parents are fine, and
Yeah.
they can just hang out and do their thing until they come home, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Very cool. So, what's next for you guys?
Our website.
yeah. So our website hopefully will be coming out this summer. We've had actually a lot of issues. The past few years we've been trying to make a website, and I think that a lot of people don't understand what our business is. They kind of like to simplify it more than what it actually is.
Got it.
And so people will say, yeah, I can do that.
Yes.
And then they end up not producing anything close to what we
Yeah,
need
yeah.
because we need that scheduling component.
Yes.
We need the background checks. We need the hiring component. We need
Yes.
all of it. All of it on there.
Yes.
So, and we really can't function. Otherwise, we might as well just stay doing it how we're
The
doing
way
it right
you're
now.
doing it now, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I would imagine, I mean, I'm going to go on record as saying this. I work in technology, so I have a pretty good handle on this stuff. The second that you guys shift to some type of automation software to help you guys out, you know that you're going to scale like very, very quickly, and you're going to have to like build out infrastructure.
Yeah.
Because you two are brilliant. You're really likable. You're very, very smart. You clearly are very good at what you do. You love what you do, and you're filling a massive need.
Yeah.
So the second all of a sudden you open up the doors, it's like it's going to open up Pandora's box to opportunity.
Yeah.
You guys are going to scale very, very quickly. So let's talk about infrastructure. Are you ready to build out this infrastructure?
Yeah.
we
We're
are
ready.
We've like honestly we've been ready. It's just finding someone to make the website properly.
Yeah.
Like I said, has been like such an issue. We rather like it be of good quality than just put something out right away.
Yeah, but I mean, because you're clearly not struggling right now,
No.
right? You're able to do it the way that you're doing it. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not an issue.
Yeah.
Parents are not complaining, right?
Right.
They probably love the communication.
They do, and you know, some of them ask if we're expanding. Some of them ask if we're going to like Brooklyn, and you know,
Yeah.
we're not there yet.
Yeah.
And I tell them we would love to do that, but the thing is,
Yeah.
that would just require more time from us, and we can't really provide
Yeah.
that. We need a
Yeah.
website, the
And we don't have
technology.
sitters that are in Brooklyn. So
Right.
it's like, you know, we need to find the sitters to give you over in Brooklyn. We do
Right.
have some sitters in Queens, which helps out.
Yeah.
But yeah, still.
Wow, amazing. Holy cow, we're going to see you guys on like the New York Stock Exchange as a publicly traded company one
great.
day. My
Honestly,
gosh.
like, it's funny. Like, we've always said, like, our dream is to be on Ellen DeGeneres show.
Yeah. You guys should absolutely submit your story to them.
We've
Yeah.
tried, but
Oh, you have?
I'm sure it's so many. They get
They
so many.
receive
yeah.
thousands. Keep on trying.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you just needed to get in front of her because I'm telling you, she would fall in love with you guys.
Ellen, you hear us? If you're watching this.
I endorse them. You got to bring them on, Ellen, without a doubt. Wow, incredible. Now I know I asked this before and we touched on this, but when are you gonna really push Suffolk County? You're in Nassau. You own Nassau County.
know.
You talk about going west towards the city of Brooklyn, but what about maybe Suffolk County a bit?
Yeah.
We need you.
You're gonna be our first client.
Yes. Hello. Hint, hint. Wink, wink.
So, like I said, we are partially. We're up to, like, Islip right
Yeah.
now. But we're saying probably when the website comes
Yeah.
out. We do have a few sitters that are in Suffolk, but we don't have that many that we can, like,
Yeah.
guarantee that every single family in Suffolk is going to get somebody. We
Yeah.
don't want to tell parents no,
Yeah.
you know, and then they're, like, upset. And because to them it's like, well, I joined your service and
Yep.
I gave you 2 to 3 days notice. Why don't I have someone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple more questions, and I know like right now I'm like grilling you, but like I want to uncover so much more stuff here. I'm gonna start with an easy one. This is a softball, both of you guys. What is either the last book or a favorite book that you've read? It could be anything from literally like Dr. Seuss or something more serious, but I want to know.
What was the last book I read?
It could be Good Night Moon. I would probably read a lot of those.
Probably.
Yeah.
Kids book.
I like Corduroy, the little bear.
Yes.
Yeah, I read that. I read that like a.
Oh, I have one. If you give a mouse a cookie.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I like that book.
We learn a lot from that one.
I like when the kids sit in front of books sometimes. They don't want you to read it, so they just look at the pictures.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, the story kind of fits what they're saying.
Yeah, and they
so
just turn the page
those
and make
kids are,
yes.
Those books are good for that. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, as far as like communication, I know we said email, lots of phone calls. Like it's amazing how accessible you guys are. It really is incredible. Yeah. And hopefully, even when you build out technology, you still leave an element of communication like that, because I think parents love that. Mm-hmm. That's a really, really big deal.
Another thing that we do, well, we just did one. We did a fundraiser. We do one every year. And we find it a good way to like get our sitters also involved in the community. And even our parents, like it's nice. We just did a comedy night at the Governor's Comedy Club.
Yeah.
And we raised money for the Ronald McDonald House.
Amazing.
Yeah, so we did a toy drive and then a comedy night. And it was nice because we had families that we babysit for there. You know, we had a bunch of our sitters there. So it's nice to have like a whole thing where,
that's
even
amazing.
The parents have never met some of the sitters because they've never babysat for them. So now they know them.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Wow, that's amazing. By the way, Ronald McDonald House, they're big friends of ours.
Oh,
we
great.
love them over there. So that's incredible that you guys gotten involved, and that's very, very cool.
It was so heartwarming to go, and when the kids came down for the toys and stuff, it was great.
Yeah.
I have a very good friend, and he's the Fifth Avenue Saks Santa Claus, and he came with us.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
So we brought Santa.
Time out. You also know Santa?
I do know
This
Santa.
story gets better and better. So wait a minute. You're a police officer. You own an amazing company, and you know Santa?
Well, she's
I
kind
do.
of his elf.
What? Wait a minute. Are you serious?
That was a secret.
No one's supposed to know about that. Okay, wow. This is going to officially, by the way, probably be the best episode we've ever done because we know someone who knows Santa. Wow. All right. So you brought Santa down.
Yeah, Santa came with us, and he had a great experience.
Yeah.
So he said he met a lot of the kids, and a lot of the parents were saying that one of them actually told him that he was a miracle for coming that day. And I mean, like seeing Santa in casual clothes, not casual, Santa's never casual, but casual Santa clothing, and in February, it was like we wanted to give them a second Christmas. And I think this is something we'll probably do again.
Every year.
Yeah.
Are you guys emotional people at all?
Yeah.
A little bit? I mean, I can imagine like the waterworks just going.
When this little girl came, she's like, oh my God, Mom, it's Santa. It's Santa. She ran to go grab her dad from like down the hallway, dragged him all, oh my God, Mom, Dad, it's Santa. Like, do you see that? He's right there. That's it. Like, she was like,
oh my goodness.
so ecstatic.
Yeah.
And we're just like all standing there like, oh my God, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, you guys, listen, I'm definitely getting the sense you love what you do, don't you?
We
do.
You genuinely love this.
Yes.
Wow. This is very, very cool. Now, what's the number one question that you get from parents?
They usually ask why we can't provide more. Some of them.
Yeah, honestly.
Can you move in with us?
Can we have you Monday through Friday? Unfortunately, no.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So you guys are that good that people are just constantly asking for more.
I mean, and it's a compliment, and usually we have to keep turning down the same parents, and it's sad because like I would love to help them out if we were able to, but our business is really targeted for date night and occasional.
Absolutely. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Stick to your guns.
Yeah.
Stick to your business model.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's very, very cool. All right. So where can people? How can people find you? I feel like you're like it's like a black card. You don't ever hear about that? Like the black business card. There's no phone number on it. People just know. All right, I got to be at this location at this time, and I'll meet the person that's going to help me. Like, how do people find you?
Well, we have our Facebook page,
Okay.
L&A Babysitting, and it's really great because if you scroll down that page, like we put the pictures up from the fundraiser. We actually have biographies of all the sitters on the team.
Yeah.
So if they know that they're having a sitter come on Friday, they want to look for that sitter. They just scroll through the pictures of the sitters and they find, and they could say, my name is Angela, I go to this school, I'm this old, and they learn about the sitter, and they can show the kids a picture of the sitter before they get there.
Okay.
They can also text us. The best way to reserve is actually to just shoot a text.
Oh, okay.
Our number is 516-401-1709. You just text and you just say, I need a sitter for Friday at 7 p.m.
Yes.
and we send you a confirmation text back.
With the process that you have, it's like
Yeah.
God is replying to you, by the way. It's amazing. It's like, I have no idea who I'm calling, but you're my savior. Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Or it could, maybe it's Santa Claus, you know.
Yeah,
You know?
Santa uses us too, so you know.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
You never know. All right, give them that Facebook, at least that address one more time slowly. If you can spell it
Yeah.
out, they can find you.
So it's L&A. It's the L and the
Ampersand?
Yeah,
Yep.
for A, and that stands for Liz and Alyssa.
Yeah.
Babysitting, and a picture of me and her will literally come up, and we have our little logo in the back, and it says L&A Babysitting, which was independently graphically designed just for us.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a very like colorful and
Yeah.
inviting page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I also got to say, listen, obviously you've got, you know, really incredible backgrounds, and you're able to handle and help both the kids and the parents on a different scale. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that also would like to get access to even just pick your brain and get advice.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a therapy session
do.
probably sometimes.
They do. And, you know, what I usually tell parents when they're looking for a nanny is to go on sittercity.com. Care.com is okay too. I've heard some good reviews.
Yeah.
There's other agencies that provide you with
Yeah.
someone. I know that they do charge rates though, and their rates is because the agencies take a little bit of that money and then they
Yeah.
pay the sitters, so it's like
Yeah.
an employee. So that's why some parents, they'd rather find their own sitter
Yep.
on their own way. But the Facebook pages are great.
Yeah.
The mom pages, you post a little something, you go through interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And each town has their own. So.
Yes.
Right. Probably a great source for you guys.
Yeah, it is. We belong to maybe at least like 20 or 30
Yeah.
of them.
I believe it.
So
Yeah.
when we have our fundraiser, we were posting in there like every other day.
Yeah, and packing it out.
And what I usually tell parents too, and this is a piece of advice I've been giving a lot,
Mm-hmm.
if you have a regular nanny, especially if they just hired someone,
Yeah.
talk to the nanny. Say, hey, it's okay if you can't do a certain day.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's like awkward, or you get that uneasy feeling and then you prolong asking for that day off, and then the day off is like tomorrow.
Yeah.
So then the sitter's like, oh, I'm not feeling good, when maybe they knew ahead of time they actually really couldn't do that day. Talk to the sitter, say, hey, I use L&A Babysitting on the side.
Yep.
They provide backup care, so if there's a day that you can't do, let me know, and I'll reserve the date for them, and it's not a big deal.
Okay.
You know, and I told them, just have that communication with the nanny, and then you have that communication with us, and then, I mean, it takes a village sometimes to raise
right.
a child, and
In this case, you have
make it
60
work.
people in your
Yeah.
village helping.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for coming out,
Thank you.
sharing your heart, sharing your passion. You've inspired me, by the way. So I'm really impressed by what you're doing, and I'm praying now every single day that you come out to Suffolk County a little bit more and you expand out this way. And honestly, I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you.
I think you're providing an amazing service for this community.
Thank you.
So I think everyone needs to use you guys. So you have my endorsement 100%. So very, very cool. And I'm gonna have you back. You're gonna be my resident like babysitting, but more than that, like child care experts.
Thank
You
you.
probably have seen it all.
Babysitting
Yes.
diary.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love it. There you go. So actually, that's your podcast. You're gonna launch a podcast.
Maybe.
You never know.
Good idea.
You never know. Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. As you can see, we have some amazing entrepreneurs that are absolutely killing it, proving that you could do it. That you don't necessarily need high-end technology to be able to launch a successful business. You just need some good old-fashioned grit, and you guys are doing that. So congratulations, and follow them if you're a local parent in the Nassau County area.
Yeah.
Definitely look them up. And if you're outside the Nassau County area, you're going to bug them like I am until they finally come to your area too, because we all need a company like theirs to service our family and our communities. It's amazing. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Remember, don't fear the process and don't fear grit. We'll see you next time. Take care.